Today my staff told me, whenever I see you facing this way, not the screen, I know you're answering questions. And she was right, by the way. I have a question to answer today. Someone asked me, can I file jointly for federal and separately for the state? The answer is yes. You can file jointly, which is MFJ for the federal, and file separately, which is MFS for the state. However, we normally encourage you to file, to maintain, to be consistent with your filing status, both for the federal and for the state. Why? It affects your deductions. Let's go into this. Let's look into deeper, context. Why are you filing separately for the state? I understand the overall objective is to get the better or the best tax advantage, the best out of this. But the question is simple. Does your spouse work? Does your spouse have income? I expect question came from a male. I expect you to have a wife, and the question is simple. Does she work? Number 2, does she owe taxes? Or do you owe taxes that you don't want to affect her refunds from the state? I want to understand your context. But before you even explain to me the context, this is something you should always know. Your filing status directly affects your credits and deductions. So if you choose to do MFJ for a federal, make sure you choose the right deduction, whether standardizing or itemizing, and that takes into consideration facts like the expenses you've had. We need to outweigh, and we see if you itemize, does it go way above and above beyond the 31,500 you would get if you had standardized on the federal. Number 2, if you itemize on the state, will it give you the best advantage? That $16,050 on the state. So this is something you should put in your consideration. Number 3, does your state allow? Yes, because you may want to do this, but does your state allow? States like Arizona will allow you to do that, to file MFJ for federal, MFS for state. But states like California, Colorado will not allow you. So does your state allow? We need to look at that matter. We consider the state rules first in such aspects. Lastly, we need to find out is what is it? Yeah, is the fact that you must. I'm looking at your question. Yes, we must look at your previous return, your 2024 return. How was the filing status? Because this inconsistency in the filing status affects your return processing, because they're likely to reject it, hoping there is a mistake in the return. So we need to see, did it work the same way last year and you want to maintain it this year? So we need to look at your previous return. We need to look at it because we need also to look at your AGI. What was your AGI last year? We need to look at line 11 of 1040. So answer me these questions so that we proceed. We usually ask us these questions, but again, context matters. It could be a yes answer, like, can I file MFJ federal, MFS state? The answer is yes. But again, there are these other, additional or follow-up questions that may change your decision. So we need to have your information in detail to give you a better choice or a better platform on how you would deal with this, because either way, deductions will be affected depending on your choice. Did I answer you? Thank you.